This has been condemned by leaders around the world, but what about here at home?
Tonight, 13 ABC talks with 3 local Islamic community leaders who are horrified by ISIS and insist that the group is a perversion of Islam. 13 ABC's Sanaa Orra has the story.
There are more than 1.5 billion Muslims worldwide. That's about 23% of the global population. Local imams insist Islam is a religion of peace. They say ISIS's massacre of innocent people contradicts everything Islam stands for.
They are trying to attract people from all over the world.
Inside area mosques, Muslims talk about the dangers of extremism and the killing of innocents. Islamic spiritual leaders, known as Imams, say education and awareness are key to combating both ISIS and radicalization. We sat down with 3 local Imams. All tell us there is nothing Islamic about ISIS.
No. They represent themselves, they represent their own interests, but definitely they don't represent Islam.
So it's not an Islamic movement. It's a violent done in the name of religion, so the religion is hijacked.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never asked the people to attack anyone, to be harmful with the one.
Islamic militants known as ISIS are a self-declared caliphate whom many believe are trying to impose a medieval Islamic rule. Dr. Talal Eid is the new imam at the Islamic Center of Greater Toledo. He says ISIS is using religion for their own social and political agendas.
And they target weak countries, and that's what they do. They started in Afghanistan, then Somalia, then Yemen, and now they spread in Syria, they spread in Iraq.
President George W. Bush appointed Eid as the first Muslim cleric commissioner on the International Relations Committee. He served for 4 years handling religious freedom cases worldwide. Imam Eid says ISIS has killed more Muslims than anyone else, and religion is not part of this problem.
All of us, we are in one boat to fight back ISIS, because ISIS does not discriminate or differentiate between people of faith. They are killing everyone.
People who would be drawn to these types are usually people who don't really know anything about Islam.
Imam Shamsuddin Wahid, leader here at the Toledo Masjid al-Islam on Bancroft and Cherry, says many have a misguided perception of the religion. He says many Quranic scriptures are usually taken out of context in translation. Understanding the historical background of each verse is also essential.
People are copy-pasting text and, coming up with a whole different story than what the text is actually saying.
Because that we have these tables.
Dr. Ahmed Abu Saif is the imam at the Toledo Muslim Community Center on Sylvania. He says instead of hate, Islam preaches mercy.
To give the mercy for the people, to be so kindful for the people, this is our message. This is our goal in our life.
But with ISIS continuing to top headlines with their brutal killings, local Islamic leaders say awareness is a must. Is there a solution?
We have to be careful. Education is required. World leaders need to unify their efforts in combating those people.
And the idea for this report came from a 13 ABC viewer wanting to know more about the positions of the local Muslim community. If you'd like to hear more, we've posted extended interviews on 13abc.com. Sanaa Orra, 13 ABC Action News.
Islam is a religion of 1 out of every 5 human beings on this earth. And if its nature was violent, so many people wouldn't have come to accept it.
For non-Muslims, what would they be surprised to know about the Quran?
If we're talking especially in an American context or a Western context, I think what would be surprising is that it talks about Jesus. Indeed, Jesus is mentioned in the Quran more times than the Prophet Muhammad. Jesus is mentioned 25 times, whereas Muhammad is mentioned 5 times by name. And in addition to that, there is an entire chapter called Mary, chapter number 19 of the Quran.
The Quran was not revealed as a set of book, but it was revealed throughout a period of 23 years, and each verse was revealed based on certain circumstances. So when you connect the verses, this is where people get confused, and without understanding the historical background of the verses, they will not be able to have an accurate understanding.
What are your thoughts on ISIS killing in the name of religion?
So no one has the right to say that I represent the religion of Islam. Islam can be understood only from the Quran and the prophetic tradition.
What do you believe is the root cause of this?
Some people link ISIS to certain political situation, but I link them to a mentality in some people who wanted to create, who want to take us back to first century and want us to live like old days. And those people, they spare every opportunity to do that. And they target weak countries. And that's what they do. They started in Afghanistan, then Somalia, then Yemen, and now they spread in Syria, they spread in Iraq. They take advantage, and unfortunately, they do find supporters for that, but not that many. They are attracting individuals toward that dream of going or regaining the caliphate and live the old days of Islam.
Is there anything being done locally to combat extremism?
So you have law enforcement agencies. Those people, they are doing their part. Then you have what we call Muslim scholars, Imams. We are doing our part also. In every mosque around the world, I would not say just in the United States, there are great movements toward enlightening the people about the danger of extremism and the danger of people who are using the religion as an agenda, or they are killing innocent people in the name of the religion. There are movements all over the world to caution the people, caution our members, pay attention to your children. If you see signs of fanaticism in your child, seek professional help. Do not leave it like that.